she mumbled, before turning venomous. "And for some reason you people seem intent on wasting everybody's time worrying about the only person out there who deserves to be." "We're asking," interjected Atkins, trying to defuse the situation, "because some evidence was found close to the body, of a religious nature." "Which could have been dropped by anyone," said Baxter. The two men shared a look, which she recognized as meaning that there was more they weren't sharing with her. "Do you have any information on Special Agent Rush's current whereabouts?" Sinclair asked her. Baxter huffed. "To the best of my knowledge, Agent Rush is dead." "Is that really how you want to play this?" "To the best of my knowledge, Agent Rush is dead," repeated Baxter. "So you saw his Dr. Preston Hall, the Metropolitan Police's consultant psychiatrist and the fourth person sitting at the small metal table, cleared her throat loudly. Sinclair broke off, understanding the unspoken warning. He sat back in his chair and made a gesture toward the mirrored window. Atkins scribbled into his tatty notebook and slid it across to Dr. Preston Hall. The doctor was a well-presented woman in her early 60s, whose expensive perfume had been reduced to acting as a floral air freshener that failed to mask the overwhelming smell of damp shoes. She had an effortlessly authoritative air, and had made it quite clear that she would end the interview at any point should she deem the line of questioning detrimental to her patient's recovery. Slowly, she picked up the coffee-stained book and read through the message with the air of a schoolteacher intercepting a secret note. She had been silent for almost an entire hour, and clearly felt no need to break it now, offering Atkins only a simple shake of the head in answer to what he'd written. "What does it say?" asked Baxter. The doctor ignored her. "What does it say?" she asked again. She turned to Sinclair. "Ask your question." Sinclair looked torn. "Ask your question," Baxter demanded. "Emily," the doctor snapped, "do not say a word, Mr. Sinclair." "You might as well just say it," challenged Baxter, her voice filling the small space. "The station. You want to ask me about the station?" "This interview is over," announced Dr. Preston Hall, standing up. "Ask me," Baxter shouted over her. Sensing his last chance for answers slipping away from him, Sinclair elected to persevere and worry about the consequences later. "According to your statement, you believe that Special Agent Rush was among the dead." Dr. Preston Hall raised her hands in exasperation. "That wasn't a question," said Baxter. "Did you see his body?" For the first time, Sinclair saw Baxter falter. But rather than enjoying her discomfort, he felt guilty. Her eyes glazed over as his question forced her back underground, trapping her momentarily in the past. Her voice cracked when she finally whispered her answer. "I wouldn't have known if I had, would I?" There was another strange silence in which everyone reflected on just how disturbing that simple sentence was. "How did he seem to you?" Atkins blurted the half-formed question when the quiet became unbearable. "Who?" "Rush." "In what way?" asked Baxter. "Emotional state." "When?" "The last time you saw him." She considered her answer for a moment, and then smiled genuinely. "Relieved." "Relieved?" Baxter nodded. "You sound fond of him," continued Atkins. "Not particularly. He was intelligent, a competent co-worker, despite his obvious flaws," she added. Her huge brown eyes, emphasized by dark makeup, were watching Sinclair for a reaction. He bit his lip and glanced again at the mirror as if cursing someone behind the glass for such a testing assignment. Atkins took it upon himself to finish off the interview. He now had dark sweat patches underneath his arms and had failed to notice that both women had subtly scraped their chairs back a few inches to retreat from the smell. "You had a team search Agent Rush's house," he said. "I did." "You didn't trust him then?" "I didn't." "And you feel no residual loyalty towards him now?" "None whatsoever." "Do you remember what the last thing he said to you was?" Baxter looked restless. "Are we done here?" "Almost. Answer the question, please." He sat, pen poised over his notebook. "I'd like to go now," Baxter told the doctor. "Of course," Dr. Preston Hall answered sharply. "Is there some reason that you can't respond to this simple question first?" Sinclair's words cut across the room like an accusation. "All right." Baxter looked furious. "I'll respond." She considered her reply, and then leaned across the table to meet the American's eye. "There is no God."